Good afternoon. At this time, I'd like to just share with you some of the events and people in my life that contributed a lot to my practice of law. I grew up in Rural Hall, North Carolina, that was surrounded by the Saratown Mountains, which Pilot Mountain is a part of. It was great growing up because we could run all day and play and come home, wash your hands, and eat lunch and eat dinner, and just had a good life as a child. My grandmother, Anita B. Ayler, lived in Rhode Island, and in 1922, she was the first woman to receive a literary award in the amount of $100 for a poem that she wrote concerning the first phonograph. She influenced me to be great and to remember there's nothing that I couldn't do. It reminds me of what my mother told me when I was about 6 years old. You're no better than anybody else, but remember, nobody's better than you. I selected this church because it's where I grew up. It's my home church, built by members of my family and other people in the community. It was there that the preacher made a statement that the sins of the mother and father shall be visited upon the children. I never forgot that, even though my mother tried to tell me he didn't mean it that way. I met my husband in law school, and after the first year of marriage, we moved to Swanee, Tennessee. It was an answer to a prayer that my children could have a place like I did growing up, where they could run and play without fear. You see a photo of the 3 children with Eric's father, Jacob Benjamin. I thanked him for giving me a great husband that would be a good father to our children. When I opened my law office several years later, the Franklin County community welcomed me with open arms. I dedicated my practice to the quiet people. I've included this article as a reminder of what happened after I received the largest verdict in Franklin County Circuit Court history. It was over $400,000. I believe it was $450,000. What was unique about this experience was the editor of the local newspaper chose not to put any names of lawyers in the paper and stated to one person who questioned him that he didn't do it because I was black. He did it. He left the names out because he didn't want the boys to feel bad. Our children did have encounters with the police before and after they turned 18, but they were not discouraged and kept pursuing their goals. They've all attended reputable universities, including Davidson, Elon University, University of the South, and Harvard Business School. Vincent, you see here, attended Davidson and was founding president of the first African American fraternity. Recently, in January, his family, including his wife and his 3rd child, who was born in October, appeared on Good Morning America, talking about the sleep patterns of children. Keenan graduated from Elon University, traveled to Lithuania and probably 20 other countries, lived in India for 3 years, and now is pursuing his dream of helping others. Michael, you see here, with Professor Muhammad Yunus, Nobel Peace Prize winner in economics. He traveled to Nigeria for the Africa and Middle East Summit on microfinance. And he also lived in Tanzania 3 months or more that did a lot to develop his mama's faith. Vincent married Heather Cobb in 2012. I hope I have the year right. And they have blessed his family with 3 beautiful girls, Ava, Chloe, and Ella. Michael and Keenan have beautiful women in their lives who have dedicated their efforts to improve the life of others. This article is about the $3 million verdict against Middle Tennessee State University rendered by a jury in 2011. That case went to the Court of Appeals, up to the Supreme Court, and back to the Court of Appeals to sustain the verdict. You see a picture of Jim Ferguson, the plaintiff in that case. He's with my husband. His wife, Petey Ferguson, very influential in the case, worked almost as hard as I did on it, assisting Jim in making sure that he could remember the events as they happened. Jim asked that I speak about Petey and just remember her, because Petey departed this earth in April, and we still are grieving. Jim and I have a true story about angels that I will save to put in the book that this achievement award has inspired me to complete. I participated in a panel discussion at the University of the South in March of this year. The panel discussion was titled From Slavery to Mass Incarceration. That discussion opened up the past and opened my eyes, because at first I didn't think I could speak on that topic. But after I listened to the 2 young men on the panel, suffice it to say, there are some since 1865 who have passed their anger and hatred from generation to generation. And that generation has reaped so much negativity in their lives because they have tried to restrict the rights and happiness of others. We have been blessed with good neighbors and friends in the Swanee community. The Swanee community honored my husband and me by selecting us as the Grand Marshals on 2 occasions of the Swanee Parade for the 4th of July. We were Grand Marshals in 1996 and again in 2017. This time, the last time, we really, really thought it was a big deal. And it was much better riding in a car than walking. We had a lot of fun, and we appreciated those who put their confidence and thanked us for being good members of the community. I also want to thank Wayne and Laurie Graham. Laurie has been with me for nearly 25 years. And Wayne would tell her just to let me know, tell Michelle, I'm always praying for her. I've been blessed to have a lot of good people helping me during these past 30-something years. I can't mention them all, but I'm thankful right now for my right-hand lady, Anne Marine, Kathy Louise. She's the one that's carrying the bulk of the work and continuing in the steps of Laurie Graham for being very, very loyal. The Tennessee trial lawyers, I want you to know we can change the world. We can let the force lead us. We can let the force guide us and protect us. Let us listen and do the right thing. Encourage others to do the right thing, as if it was being done to the one that we love the most. I thank you very much for bestowing upon me this momentous award. And I promise you, I will continue to serve. Thank you.